plan for Nokia's transformation, like how digital disruption posed the problem for the Nokia to compete with the new market. So this is the overview of the Nokia company. Like Nokia used to make the mobile phones, but they didn't keep up with the new trends. And its main headquarters is situated in like Finland. And because as we know that Nokia used to sell the manufacture and selling the mobile devices, and also they are also providing the 5G technology and infrastructure, and plus they are also delivering like 4G and the LTE network provided to the customer, which is a private wireless network. Next up is the issues that Nokia face because of digital disruption, which are they have a very lack of creativity in their designs, because as we know that in the modern era, people want stylish phones but they didn't keep up with the trend, so they failed. Plus they also they did the partnership with the Microsoft in 2011, but they didn't, plus then also they didn't keep up with the trends, they didn't compete with the new trends also. And as we know that they have the inadequate operating system at that time, plus they failed because of they completely ignored the customer needs, and also like neglected the market and the competition. Competitive advantage of Nokia is like that Nokia has a very good strong global presence and an infrastructure in this market, and they also have a strong research and development with a history of creativity. If Nokia focus on that they can provide the very good services to their customers, and they also has extensive experience in telecommunications and networking technology that will help them to achieve more. And like Nokia also need to keep up with the trends, because as they are lacking behind, so they need to focus by applying all their research and development competency and their expertise, so they can easily compete with the market. Business value of digital transformation for Nokia is like generating new revenue streams, like data-driven decision making. For example, like if Nokia will improve in their innovations, then they can easily keep up with the trends. For example, that obviously they can do surveys and many other things to compete with the market, and they can enhance in the operation effectiveness, and also from there they can get new revenue. From that point of they can make new products and services to come back to the market. So these are the strengths, weakness, fortunate threats. We know the strengths of Nokia, and if they they take their weaknesses and from the past, if they learn from their past mistakes, then they can easily have many opportunities. Like they can easily to leverage current telecommunication infrastructure, and they have then there will be a growing demand for reliable and secure IoT solutions. And they also have a potential for market expansion of Internet of Things. And threats that Nokia can face is like there will be a security and privacy concerns from the customers. And as we know that technology is changing very fast in today's world, and they also keep that in mind. And from that point of view, they can take over their weaknesses and adapt the new things. And also they know that there will be intense competition from other market players also. So from that point of view, they should keep that in mind. And also by applying all the strengths, they can also stand out in the market. This is the current state and the desired state, which shows the gap analysis of the Nokia. Like their current state, as we know, that requirement for stronger market position in IoT. They are very much lacking behind in that, and their current technological and other expertise are not leveraged. For example, if a customer is demanding new product, then they are failing in that very very poor. So they also they can they right now they have a fixed amount of IoT product offering that they are providing to their customers. And desired state is like all inclusive IoT portfolio, well integrated physical and digital product. Like they can offer well integrated physical and digital product offerings. And like they have a strong presence, they have a good infrastructure, strong R&D and strong expertise in telecommunication. They can have they can apply that in market along with their brand recognition, and they can come back as a stronger market. Why Nokia need transformation? Like they need a revenue. So because if we are making any new products and services, they like every company needs revenue to make up with the trends and to compete with the market. And they, as we know that there are also market, there are many competitive players and many stakeholders, so they need to compete with that. And also with the technological advancements, we know that they need to do the surveys and also get the feedbacks from the customers to keep up with the trend. This is the technology that can be used for transformation. Blockchain technology is the new technology that can be used by Nokia, that provides secure and data transactions in IoT solutions. And as we know, by integrating artificial intelligence in Nokia can use proactive services like predictive maintenance and also enhancing the customer experience. And edge computing means like edge computing will reduce the time process of anything. And 5G connectivity, we all knew that it is a fast speed and seamless connectivity. These are the models of Nokia. Servitization models helps to like shifting from producing services to completely giving the solutions and fulfilling the needs of customers. And platform Nokia can also use the platform business model, which will help in meeting with the new stakeholders, and they can also conduct interactions with them and surveys with them that what they need to be achieved. Lean startup models helps Nokia can also adopt the lean startup model, which will help them to produce their products quickly. And blue ocean strategy is the like a new market segmentation plan they can use to follow the new traditions in the market and a lot of creativity and innovation. These are the two smart objectives, like a formation of strategic partnership, like Nokia should partnership with the top 5 IoT solution within the 18 months, and after this, and they can also increase the IoT solutions portfolio by 13%, and by having these objectives, they can easily come back to the market and stand out stronger in the market. Strategies like aggressive marketing, brand positioning simply means like in this in this competitive market, Nokia needs to come back, and by having proper interactions, by having surveys from the customers, fully feedbacks from the stakeholders, they can easily come back and make a stand out in the market and do a diversification of the product portfolio as IoT solutions. Implementation plan, objective, strategy, and the steps. Like their objectives are to expansion of portfolio, and this can also this can only be done like if they use proper assessment of marketing demand along with competitive offerings to figure out like what is the gap between traditional and the modern age. And comprehensive addressable market their objective is this, and by applying this strategy, they can go throughout the market and by applying their research and development techniques, and they can collect overall client insights, and by having proper steps like by investing, they can invest in proper scalable architectures, and they can also focus on the product development initiatives, And plus they can get, as I also mentioned earlier, that they can also establishment of a feedback loop which will help them like what's the new market trend in the market. And they can also use the data analytics, plus they can also conduct focus groups and surveys. These are the required sources that they can use: SurveyMonkey and the Jira. SurveyMonkey is like a survey. They can gather feedback from the stakeholders, from the employees, from the customers. That can be used. Jira is also like the same. That will help them to like stand out in the market and make up with the new trends. And in conclusion, I would like to say that by applying all the project management and the collaboration tool, plus by applying all the surveys and like they can get feedback done from the customers, they can easily like meet a broad range of customers. Only this can happen because through the feedbacks of a customer, and also they can also apply various platform models to be in the market. Thank you.
You discussed 4 different strategy models in one of the slides. Yeah. So you talk about 4 models. Which one did you actually choose and why?
Sorry?
So which model did you actually choose for your plan and why?
From after this, I found servitization model because like they were only producing the product, developing the products. But from that point of view, they from not only creating the product, they can come with the complete solutions along with the customer that market needs, what are the desired needs and the marketing changes.